hunger is no longer in the stomach, it is in the roots. The Spaniard, even sovereigns of the Overgrowthing, have uncoiled from the forgotten depths of the world's first forest. They do not bring fire or steel, they bring the slow, crushing inevitability of the vine. To them, your steel towers are but trellises for their emerald ambition, and your paved streets are scars that must be stitched shut by the moss. Where they walk, the concrete cracks like eggshells, and the air turns thick with a pollen that tastes of ancient rain and damp earth. Your cities are being digested by a green tide that does not kill, but reclaims. The era of the machine is over. The age of the Great Bloom has begun. They do not speak with voices of air, but with the creaking of timber and the snapping of stone. The sovereigns move with the patience of centuries, their bodies woven from living thorns and the wood of trees that saw the birth of the moon. They do not see your civilization as progress, they see it as a momentary blight upon the garden of the gods. Their Vanguard, the Thistle-Walkers, do not carry swords, they simply stand still until their roots find the iron in your blood and the salt in your tears. You are not being invaded, you are being composted for a more perfect world. The sky is no longer a blue expanse, it is a canopy of interlocking leaves that has blotted out the sun. The sovereigns are weaving a roof of living wood over the world, a cage of photosynthesis that traps the heat and the humidity until the air itself becomes a liquid green. Your technology is failing, strangled by the microscopic spores that clog every circuit and bloom in every gear. There is no sanctuary in the high places, for the ivy has already climbed the tallest spires, turning your monuments into vertical forests, where the wind no longer dares to blow. The Great Reclamation is reaching its zenith. The Earth is no longer a planet of maps and borders, but a singular pulsating organism of root and leaf, drifting in the lightless void. Every city is a mound of green, every memory a nutrient for the next sprout. The sovereigns have finished their work, turning the noise of man into the silent, eternal growth of the wood. There is no movement here that is not the stretching of a branch, no sound that is not the rustle of the leaves in a dream. The era of the heartbeat is over. The era of the bloom has claimed the throne, and the forest is the only truth that remains. The water is no longer your lifeblood, it is their scout. The Abyssal Tide-Lords have risen from the trenches where the light has never reached. They do not use ships or sails, they use the crushing pressure of the deep to rewrite the surface. To them, your continents are merely temporary islands that have overstayed their welcome. Where they pass, the clouds do not rain, they dissolve into a heavy, salt-choked mist that turns the air into a lung-filling brine. Your civilizations are being drowned in a silent rising blue that ignores your dams and mocks your wall. The era of the dry land is finished. The age of the eternal ocean has begun. They do not breathe the air of the lungs, they inhale the cold current of the void. The Tide-Lords move with a fluid, terrifying weight, their bodies composed of pressurized ink and bioluminescent dread. They do not hunt with nets, they simply sing, a low, subsonic frequency that makes the stone of your foundations turn to sand. Your great harbors are no longer gateways to the world, but the first steps into an empire of coral and bone. To a Tide-Lord, your history is a shipwreck waiting to happen, a collection of shiny trinkets to be buried under the silt of the eons. The Vanguard of the deep, the silt wraiths, move through your flooded streets like shadows in a mirror. They do not strike you, they simply touch the water around you until it grows heavy and cold, pulling you down into the lightless dark of the new world. Your fires are being snuffed out, not by wind, but by the absolute lack of oxygen in a world that has become a singular, deep blue eye. The sky is no longer a ceiling, it is a surface you can no longer reach, a shimmering boundary between the memory of the sun and the reality of the abyss. The great inundation is nearing its completion. The Earth is no longer a planet of continents, but a singular, unblinking sphere of water, drifting in the silent dark. Inside, the last of the voices are being muffled by the weight of 1,000 atmospheres, their stories preserved in the cold, unmoving pressure of the trench. There is no shore left to find, no horizon to seek. The Tide-Lords have closed the circle, and the ocean is now the only reality that remains. The era of the heartbeat is over. The era of the tide has claimed the throne, and the deep is the only song that ever was.